bestie. Remember that North Carolina cheating case where the wife sued the influencer and walked away with a 7-figure judgment? Yeah. So, that was just the pilot episode. Today we gotta talk cousins, twins, and a high school ex who spun the block hard. Quick lil recap in case you missed part 1. Akira is the wife. Timothy is the husband. Brenay is the influencer friend. Akira takes Brenay to court in North Carolina for 2 old-school civil claims: alienation of affection and criminal conversation. Basically, you helped wreck my marriage and you slept with my husband. A jury hears all the evidence and says, yup, Brenay is liable, and hits her with a very large judgment in Akira's favor. That's where we left off. Sounds wild enough, right? Baby, that was the elevator pitch. Let's zoom out, because this is not just husband-wife side piece. This is 2 marriages, 2 cousins, a set of twins, and multiple lawsuits doing the electric slide across 2 counties. So let's build our little messy family tree. First branch, Akira, married to Timothy. They have 2 kids together. Second branch, Devon, married to Brenay. Now, here's where the math gets nasty. Devon and Timothy are cousins. Brenay and Karrin are twin sisters. So the couples aren't just friends, they're literally family adjacent. This whole thing is Thanksgiving dinner gone very left. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how did Brenay and Tim even get this close? According to trial coverage and what folks testified in court, this wasn't some random man she just met on social media. Tim and Brenay actually dated back in high school at a Christian academy. So fast forward, they grow up, everybody moves on, they're married to other people, they're doing family content, couples nights, videos together, and somewhere in there that old high school flame decides to stop minding its business. Let's talk about Devon, because he is not just a background extra in this story. Devon is Brenay's now ex-husband and Timothy's cousin. According to his court filings, he and Brenay got married in 2021. He describes their marriage as loving. He says he supported her and she was making serious influencer money during that time. While all 4 of them were still married, you've got Tim and Akira, Devon and Brenay, doing content together, cooking videos, family outings, events, the whole 2-couple friend group vibe. Now, this next part is important, and I'm going to be very clear about where it comes from. In Devon's own civil lawsuit against Timothy, yes, he sued his cousin. We'll get into that in another episode. Devon says that Tim admitted to something else. According to Devon's complaint, Tim confessed multiple times that he had intimate relations with Brenay's twin sister, Karrin, back in 2019 while Akira was pregnant, and that Akira didn't know about it at the time. Let me say that again slowly. Karrin equals Brenay's twin. Devon says Tim told him he slept with Karrin in 2019 during Akira's pregnancy. And this is all written out as an allegation in a sworn civil complaint. That is not me making up a rumor. That is in the paperwork. But it is still an allegation, not a criminal conviction, not a judge saying this definitely happened. We're talking about what Devon says under oath in a lawsuit. While all this is going on in the background, you've got Akira over here living her own nightmare. In her family court case against Tim, Akira says she believes she had a loving marriage. Around late 2023, she starts getting suspicious. On a January night in 2024, she finds a video where Tim and her friend, which is Brenay, are heard talking about schmexual acts between them. A little while later, she says Tim leaves the marital home and moves in with another woman, who just so happens to be her friend Brenay. She also alleges that the affair started around December 2023. There were schmexual acts happening in the marital home while she and the kids were still there. And then after separation, Tim and Brenay are out here posting each other online, posting the kids together, and basically giving the internet a front row seat. So from Akira's angle, it's not just my husband cheated, it's my husband cheated with a friend. That friend is married to his cousin. That friend has a twin sister my husband allegedly slept with in the past. And then they took our real life and turned it into social media content. Now that you know the relationship map, the lawsuits start making a lot more sense. Real quick overview. We'll deep dive each one later. Akira sues Brenay in Durham County for alienation of affection and criminal conversation. That's the case from episode 1, the one with the big judgment. Akira sues Tim in family court for custody, child support, and spousal support. That's where she lays out the affair timeline and where you see contempt orders and co-parenting classes and all of that. Devon sues Brenay in Wake County for support, alimony, and how the breakup of his marriage went down, saying her relationship with Tim left him financially and emotionally wrecked. Devon also sues Tim, his own cousin, for alienation of affection and criminal conversation, based on that same alleged affair with Brenay and some of the same receipts. That case eventually gets discontinued, but the allegations stay in the file. And then, not to be outdone, Tim sues Akira over privacy and computer stuff, saying she went into his laptop without permission, found private videos of him with another woman, and used them in court. So when y'all say this case is messy, no. This is 5 separate court cases and a family tree with bonus levels. I'm walking you through all of this because if you only watch the one clip where influencer loses a huge cheating case, it just looks like a random internet scandal. But the backstory is old high school relationship resurfacing, twin sister allegations buried in civil complaints, cousins turning on each other, 2 different counties worth of dockets, and everybody trying to use the court system to tell their version of the truth. And remember, I am not a lawyer. I'm just a cartoon bestie reading the same public records you can read. Everything is alleged unless a judge or jury has already ruled on it, and nothing I say is a reason to harass, threaten, or dox anybody involved. We are here to sip the legal tea, not ruin people's lives. Now that the web is webbing, next episode, we're going back to the main case, Akira vs. Brenay, to talk about what happened after the jury dropped that huge judgment, why the court has now sent the sheriff out with a writ of execution, how Brenay is trying to get a whole new trial, and why Akira is basically telling the judge, not only should this motion flop, you should make them pay my lawyer for wasting everyone's time. Plus that now infamous $2 payment on a 7-figure judgment. Spoiler, it's probably just a filing fee, but the screenshot is chaotic. So if you're invested now, and I know you are, make sure you're following, turn your notifications on, and drop a comment telling me which part of this family tree has you the most stressed. Is it the cousins, the twins, the high school ex, or the fact that the internet saw way too much of everybody's business? This is Receipts and Reasonable Doubt, and baby, we're just getting started. Hey, it's your animated bestie, Hunny Hearsay. Don't forget, you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Hunny Hearsay so you never miss an episode of Receipts and Reasonable Doubt.